What if I told you that the biggest mistake preppers make isn't having too little? It's not having backups for their backups. In the world of preparedness, there's a saying that could save your life. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. In this video, you're going to discover the essential items you should be stockpiling right now. Supplies that are so critical, you literally can't have too many of them. We'll cover everything from stored energy and binding materials to financial preps and the one thing that multiplies the value of everything else in your stockpile. Stick around until the end because the final category might surprise you and it costs nothing to acquire. Welcome to Prep Pantry, where we help you build resilience one item at a time. If you're serious about preparedness, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss life-saving information like this. Let's start with something that might seem obvious but is often underestimated: stored energy. This is the lifeblood of modern survival, and it comes in more forms than most people realize. When we talk about stored energy, we're talking about batteries, power stations, and portable battery packs. Think about your everyday life for a moment. How much do you rely on your phone, your tablet, your flashlight, or your radio? Now imagine a grid-down scenario that lasts not just days, but weeks or even months. Those simple AA batteries suddenly become precious commodities. Portable battery packs with USB-C compatibility aren't just convenient, they're essential for keeping your communication devices running when the power grid fails. But batteries are just the beginning. Solar options, including DIY setups, offer you renewable energy sources that can literally save your life. The beauty of solar is that you can start small and expand over time. Maybe you begin with a simple panel that charges your phone, then gradually build up to a system that can run essential appliances. Here's the reality that catches most people off guard. In a prolonged crisis, you will consume far more energy than you ever anticipated. That's why having multiple backup systems isn't paranoia, it's wisdom. Now let's talk about fuel storage, because fuel is stored energy in its most practical form. Gasoline for your vehicles and generators can be stored in significant quantities when properly stabilized with fuel additives. The key is rotation. Use it and replace it to prevent spoilage. Propane is another game changer. Whether you're using standard 20-pound tanks or the small canisters for camping stoves, propane powers everything from outdoor grills to compact hiking stoves that can cook a meal using minimal fuel. Here's something interesting. Even if you don't have a fireplace, storing wood makes sense. You can use it for outdoor cooking or emergency heating with a simple DIY setup. And don't overlook alternative fuels like alcohol stoves, denatured or isopropyl alcohol, sterno, and butane canisters. These fuels are compact, they last for years, and many can be safely used indoors with proper ventilation and equipment. The bottom line with stored energy is simple. You can never have too much because you never truly know how long a crisis will last. Moving on to something that doesn't get nearly enough attention: binding items. These are the unsung heroes of preparedness, and they're incredibly affordable to stockpile. Paracord is prepper favorite for good reason. It's strong enough to hold serious weight, yet versatile enough for dozens of applications. Alongside paracord, you want baling wire and metal wire in various gauges. These binding materials can secure, hang, fix, or improvise solutions to problems you haven't even imagined yet. Then there's the holy trinity of repairs: duct tape, specialty tapes, and glues. Duct tape alone deserves its legendary status. Sealing windows, patching holes, creating emergency repairs, or even makeshift bandages, duct tape does it all. Add in specialty tapes like electrical tape, gorilla tape, or painter's tape, and you've got solutions for nearly every binding challenge. Glues, from super glue to epoxy, and zip ties in multiple sizes round out this category. The best part? These items are inexpensive and easy to store. Here's why you need more of these than you think. In a disaster scenario, you'll burn through these supplies faster than seems possible. Whether you're building, repairing, or improvising, having a robust collection of binding items means you're ready for whatever comes your way. Start picking up extra whenever you shop and build your collection gradually. You'll never regret having too much duct tape or paracord. Let's talk about fire, because the ability to start a fire is one of humanity's most fundamental survival skills. The good news is, fire-starting supplies are compact, affordable, and easy to stockpile. Lighters are your first line of defense. They're cheap, they work reliably, and you can stash them everywhere: your car, your bug-out bag, your kitchen drawer, your garage. Matches, especially the waterproof or strike-anywhere varieties, serve as excellent backups. But here's where it gets interesting: ferro rods. These magnesium fire starters can create thousands of sparks and will outlast hundreds of lighters. They work in wet conditions, they never run out of fuel, and they're virtually indestructible. Think about the bartering potential here too.
In a prolonged crisis, someone who can't start a fire is in serious trouble. Fire-starting tools become incredibly valuable trading items. You don't need to hoard hundreds of lighters, but having a generous supply ensures you're covered and positions you to help others in need, or trade for things you might be lacking. The strategy here is simple: build your collection over time. Grab a few extra lighters every time you're at the store. Pick up boxes of matches when they're on sale. Invest in a few quality ferro rods. Tuck these items away in various locations throughout your property. When the need arises, you'll never regret having too many ways to start a fire. Now we move into another critical category, light sources. Once the sun goes down, having reliable lighting isn't just about convenience, it's about safety and maintaining productivity. Flashlights and headlamps are your primary tools here. Modern LED technology means these devices are more affordable and efficient than ever before. The key is having multiple units stored throughout your home, vehicles, and outbuildings. Headlamps deserve special mention because they free up your hands for repairs, navigation, or any task that requires you to see what you're doing while actually doing it. But don't stop at battery-powered options. Oil lamps with long-lasting fuel provide reliable backup lighting that doesn't depend on batteries at all. Yes, they require ventilation and care, but they're proven technology that has illuminated homes for centuries. And then there are candles. While they're definitely a last resort, candles are incredibly inexpensive and have an essentially indefinite shelf life. A case of emergency candles costs very little and takes up minimal space. The strategy with light sources is strategic placement. Don't keep all your flashlights in one drawer. Spread them throughout your home. Keep some in your vehicles. Store extras in your garage or shed. Having a variety of light sources ensures you're never left literally in the dark, unable to navigate your own home safely or complete necessary tasks after sunset. Let's shift gears and talk about first aid supplies, because this is an area where people consistently underestimate their needs. Sure, Band-Aids are useful for minor cuts, but that's not where your focus should be. In a serious emergency, you're going to go through gauze, dressings, and medical tape at an alarming rate. A significant injury requires changing dressings regularly to prevent infection. That means one injury could easily consume dozens of gauze pads and multiple rolls of medical tape over the course of its healing. Here's something most people don't consider. Properly stored medical supplies last for years. Even items that are technically expired can still be used effectively, and they're perfect for training and practice. Think about it. Would you rather use expired gauze to practice wound care techniques now, or fumble through it for the first time during a real emergency with fresh supplies? Customize your first aid stockpile to your household's specific needs. Do you have pets, livestock, children, elderly family members? Each group has unique medical requirements. Build your first aid supplies gradually, but focus on both quality and quantity. In a real emergency, when professional medical help might be hours or days away, you'll be grateful for every extra pack of gauze and every additional bottle of antiseptic. Closely related to first aid is your collection of manual tools and hardware. When power tools aren't an option, manual tools become absolutely essential. Your core collection should include hammers, saws, drill bits, socket sets, and ratchets. Over time, expand this to cover a wide range of potential tasks. The beauty of manual tools is that they never need charging, they rarely break when properly maintained, and they can accomplish virtually anything a power tool can. It just takes more time and effort. But tools are only part of the equation. You need hardware, hinges, nails, screws, and bolts in various sizes. A well-stocked hardware supply means you can make repairs, build structures, or improvise solutions without needing to make a trip to the store, which might not even be possible during a crisis. Organization is key here. Keep these items sorted and accessible so you're not wasting precious time searching for the right screw when you need to make an urgent repair. Here's the thing about tools and hardware. They're useful every day, not just during emergencies. They're investments that pay dividends through routine repairs and projects, which means you're actually using and benefiting from your preparedness supplies constantly. That's smart prepping. Now let's discuss something that might seem mundane, but is absolutely critical: hygiene supplies. When normal supply chains are disrupted, maintaining health and comfort becomes much more challenging. Toilet paper is the classic prepper staple, and for good reason. Its only real limitation is storage space. If you have the room, you can never have too much toilet paper. The same principle applies to feminine hygiene products. For households with women and girls, these items aren't optional, they're necessities. Stock up whenever you find sales and build a significant reserve. Bar soap deserves special attention because it has major advantages over liquid alternatives.
Bar soap lasts much longer, it's less prone to spoilage or leaking, and it's more compact to store. Here's a practical tip. Start using bar soap in your daily routine right now. This lets you rotate your stock naturally, ensuring nothing expires or goes to waste while maintaining your emergency supply. Vinegar is an incredibly versatile cleaner with multiple uses beyond just cleaning. It can be used in cooking, for preservation, and even for some medical applications. Bleach and pool shock are essential for sanitation and water purification. Pool shock in particular is a concentrated form that takes up less space and lasts longer than regular bleach. And here's something people overlook: trash bags and 5-gallon buckets. Trash bags have countless uses beyond waste disposal. They can serve as improvised rain gear, ground covers, or even emergency water storage. 5-gallon buckets are invaluable for storage, sanitation, and even makeshift toilets when plumbing fails. Never throw away a good bucket. They're always useful, and you can never have too many. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked in preparedness discussions: financial resiliency. While we focus heavily on physical supplies, your financial preparations are equally important. Cash is crucial, plain and simple. In grid-down scenarios or banking disruptions, electronic payments become impossible. Cash becomes king for everyday transactions. Not everyone can afford to keep thousands of dollars lying around, and that's okay. Start with what you can. Even a few $100s in small bills stored securely at home can make a huge difference when ATMs aren't working and credit card systems are down. But here's where it gets more interesting: precious metals. Gold and silver serve as hedges against economic collapse or hyperinflation. When paper currency loses value, precious metals retain their purchasing power. They're tangible assets that have held value throughout human history. Gold is typically for larger transactions or long-term wealth preservation. Silver, being more affordable, is often more practical for smaller exchanges and day-to-day bartering. The strategy with financial preparedness is diversification. Store cash in various locations: your wallet, a home safe, maybe a hidden spot that only you know about. Accumulate silver and gold gradually, focusing on what fits your budget and needs. Don't feel pressure to buy more than you can afford. Even small amounts add up over time. Financial preparedness is about flexibility and adaptability in uncertain times, giving you options when others have none. Now we're going to talk about the most important prep of all, and it's probably not what you're expecting. It's not something you can buy at the store, and it doesn't take up any storage space. I'm talking about education and training. Here's the truth that separates successful preppers from hoarders. Supplies without knowledge are just stuff taking up space. Education and training are force multipliers. They enhance the value of every single item in your stockpile by enabling you to use those items more effectively and adapt to changing circumstances. Let's start with first aid training. You can have the most comprehensive first aid kit in the world, but if you don't know how to use it properly, it's just a box of supplies. Take courses, practice regularly, learn to handle injuries ranging from minor cuts to serious trauma. The confidence that comes from proper training is invaluable when someone's health is on the line. If you own firearms, professional training isn't optional, it's essential. Knowing how to safely handle, maintain, and effectively use your firearms could literally save your life or the lives of your family members. Don't rely on what you think you know. Invest in quality training from certified instructors. Preparedness planning itself requires education. Study disaster scenarios that are relevant to your specific area. Are you in tornado country, hurricane zones, earthquake territory, wildfire regions? Each threat requires different preparations and responses. Develop tailored plans that make sense for your unique situation and location. Stay informed about current events and emerging threats, but here's critical advice. Be discerning about your information sources. The internet is full of fear-mongering and bad advice. Focus on credible sources, local risks, and your specific circumstances rather than following generic advice that might not apply to you. Remember this: preparedness is an ongoing process, not a destination. Regularly review and update your knowledge, skills, and supplies. The more you learn, the better equipped you'll be to handle whatever comes your way. Take a first aid class this month. Practice fire starting techniques next month. Learn about water purification the month after that. Continuous learning turns you from someone who has stuff into someone who can actually survive and thrive when things go wrong. So let's bring this all together with some practical tips for building your stockpile without overwhelming yourself or your budget. Start small and build over time. Most preparedness items can be acquired gradually. You don't need to buy everything at once, and you shouldn't try to. Focus on affordable essentials first, things like extra batteries, duct tape, lighters, and soap. Then expand your stockpile as resources allow. Maybe you add a case of canned goods one week, a few gallons of water the next, and some extra first aid supplies after that.
Think about multi-use items and bartering potential. Many supplies serve multiple purposes, which makes them even more valuable. That paracord isn't just for tying things, it can be unraveled for fishing line, used as emergency sutures, or employed in dozens of other ways. Items that have bartering potential give you flexibility. In a crisis, you might have plenty of one thing but desperately need another. Being able to trade puts you in a much better position. Storage and organization cannot be ignored. Keep your supplies organized and accessible. There's nothing more frustrating than knowing you have something but not being able to find it when you need it. Rotate perishable items and regularly check expiration dates. Use the oldest items first and replace them with fresh stock. This keeps your supplies current and prevents waste. Label everything clearly. Create an inventory system that works for you, whether that's a simple notebook, a spreadsheet, or whatever method you'll actually maintain. Know what you have and where it is. Review your stockpile regularly and adjust based on your changing needs and circumstances. Here's the most important thing to understand. Preparedness isn't a one-time project. It's a lifestyle. It's a mindset that you carry with you every day. By embracing redundancy, that 2 is 1 and 1 is none philosophy, focusing on essential supplies, and investing in education and training, you build real resilience for yourself and your loved ones. Remember that preparedness is deeply personal. What works for someone living in an urban apartment is different from what works for someone on a rural homestead. Tailor your plans and stockpile to your unique needs, your specific threats, your actual circumstances. Don't blindly follow someone else's checklist. Think critically about your situation and prepare accordingly. And never stop learning. Every skill you acquire, every piece of knowledge you gain makes you more capable and more confident. That's the real goal here. Not just surviving, but having the skills and supplies to maintain quality of life even when everything around you is chaos. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one category from this video and take action this week. Maybe you grab some extra batteries and flashlights. Maybe you stock up on duct tape and paracord. Maybe you sign up for a first aid class. Just take one step forward. Then next week, take another step. That's how you build real preparedness. One decision, one purchase, one skill at a time. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button and subscribe to Prep Pantry. We're here to help you build resilience and face the future with confidence. Drop a comment below and let me know which category you're focusing on first, or if there's a preparedness topic you'd like us to cover in a future video. Take care, stay prepared, and remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is right now.